All right, so we're in the shop today and we're working on another unique and interesting little vehicle here. And I have to say this one's pretty close to my heart because it's my own. I don't get the chance to spend a lot of time on my own vehicles, but every now and then I do, and it's a very special occasion. So if you're new to my channel, you will know that I do dwell and, should I say, exude over these little odd vehicles that we so seldom see in the United States. For most of the non-USA viewers out there, this is probably a common vehicle. I don't know. It's super rare in the United States. This is a Suzuki van, and I forget the model number. It's like a 400 or an AK 410, 412, something like that. It escapes me, and I'm sorry about that. It's rebadged as a clone. It's really a Suzuki, but it's got a Chinese name on it. But the cool thing is it's left-hand drive, it's titled in my name, and it's mine, and it's legal, which is unbelievable. So let's run through this thing a little bit and show you some of the ins and outs, and I'll tell you a little history on the van and see if you like what I got to show. Let's start off with the bumper here. This big old bulbous thing on the front looks like a fish pouting is what it reminds me of. It's gangly, it's weird, and it's missing some of its best parts. Where this hole here is, there's supposed to be a chrome tube bull bar that hangs out even further. And the reason this is here is for crash regulations in the United States. There's an accordion bumper system back there. Basically, it can fold up in a crash. So that's your crash protection right there. That'll of course save your life. I'm not sure that the rest of the ones in the rest of the world in different countries have that, but this one does. What's cool about this is it's less industrial than the other vans that I deal with. It's painted silver, which right off the bat, that's kind of cool. And it's not a cargo van. It actually is a passenger van. It's got windows. Now, the backstory on this van is I bought this from a YouTuber, a good friend of mine, and thank you so much. You know who you are. Made me a great deal on it. He wasn't really willing or wanting to take it on. It was a good price, but it needed a lot of things. And I brought it actually up quite a bit from where it was, but we got a long ways to go. So I don't even know where to start on this thing. Well, let's start with the engine and the van. So it's titled as an 1988. And I don't understand that because everything that I've seen on the van makes it a 2003. The seat belts have 2003 tags here, and the wheels have date stamps of 2003, which is weird, but it's possible. It was purchased or used by the Navy at some point in time. That's the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard, and there's also a tag, I think, from Florida, if I remember. I can't read that off that close, but so this was purchased by the U.S. government, hence the left-hand drive, and brought to the United States and probably shipped around the country from coast to coast, from Florida to Seattle or that area, and used, I'm assuming, at the shipyards or the docks. How it made it to Portland, Oregon, I don't know. It's gone through a couple hands here. But let's get back to the good stuff. Again, it's titled as an 88, but I think it's really a 2003, and that's what makes it odd, is that it's not really a microvan. It has an 1100 cc engine, 4-cylinder, and a 4-speed transmission. Not a 5-speed. No, that'd be too much. It's a 4-speed with drum brakes all the way around. I don't know if you can peer through there, but there's no discs up front. It's drum, and it stops like an old tractor. 4-wheel drum brakes for 2003. Think about that. That's just a cost-saving measure, I guess, somebody took. So it's not the greatest stopping van, but it's pretty cool because it's got a lot of power. Kind of like a muscle car from the 70s. Got a lot of power. It can't stop. Well, that's what this van is like. And due to the steering wheel being all sun-beaten, the column being all sun-beaten, the dash being baked, I do believe it spent a lot of time in Florida. The roof is all peeling, the clear coat's peeling, so it spent a lot of time in a hot area. Very unlike here in the Pacific Northwest where it's cool. It is missing the center bench seat. I'm looking for one of those. It's missing a lot of stuff. All these parts came in the back. The dash was completely loose and taken apart. Somebody was trying to fix the wipers, I believe, and broke some stuff. Not because they wanted to, but it's just so brittle because everything baked in the sun. So I'm looking for a middle seat. I might be able to find something, adapt something out of an American car, and I'm trying to get the wipers fixed. I want to make this a daily driver. That is my goal. I got to put the heater system all back together because all the pieces are in the back seat. The dash was all disconnected. Nothing really works except I got the speedometer working. Hold on, I got to get that phone call. Okay, picking up where we were so rudely interrupted by a customer calling to get some work done. That's just the way it goes. The dash was all taken out and loose. The speedometer is now hooked up, but I haven't got the gauges to work. I figure it's got a check engine light that's supposed to come on. However, nothing comes on if I turn the key. It will start. Let's start up. Let's start up this 1100cc Dongan engine. Runs great. It's fuel injected. My first fuel injected microvan. 1100 cc's. So I had to fix the dash, get the dash put back together and set into place. It's still not greatest. I fixed the gas pedal finally. I had to get a piece of wood. Can you see a piece of wood back there? It's a little 2x4 to keep it from bending so I could get full throttle. I had to adjust the e-brake. I had to change the oil, change the transmission fluid. There was no oil in the engine, or at least a cup full. Same thing with the transmission and the rear end. I don't know what was up with that. A new battery, got the tires working, aired up. Still need wipers to make it a daily driver, and a heater and a new steering wheel. Of course, there's no airbags. There's no safety equipment of any type, but it's the coolest thing. And let me show you. I did get permanent registration for it. And it's got speakers. So I can upgrade those with some nice covers. Will probably sound pretty good. Fix the panels. Find another seat for it. The headliner's pretty clean and clear. Doesn't seem like it's been smoked in too bad. Does have a bit of wasp intrusion. Take care of that. The rear shocks for holding up the back look good. That's impressive. It's got an 842. I'm assuming it's part of a fleet. I don't know if it was 842. The tail lights are completely faded. I've got to figure out how to paint those. This is supposed to be amber yellow, red, and white, and they're just completely sunbaked. I'm afraid they'll crack just by touching them. They're so parched. I got the sliding doors working, although we're missing some parts, and I'm getting ready to paint up the wheels. They're just really blah. I need some center caps. Need to paint them a fun color, and I want to drive this thing. That's my goal. It has turn signals here above the in the A-pillar, which is kind of cool. And again, we'll go back to the front with the ugly bumper and the cool headlights. They're really sun beat, but I might be able to polish those up. And I want to make this thing a good driver. What's funny is it's got the microvan logos on it, just like my Kia Towner, but this is a Suzuki. I assumed it was the same, but it's a totally different van. It must be like a conglomerate, I don't know, another brand name that sells them under this microvan, but they're different brands. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can fix these deluxe fog lights. This one's pretty rusted and cracked, but is it glass? No, it's plastic. I'm going to see if I can clean that up, make it look as good as that one and get them working. A lot of neat things I want to get done with this van. It's just so neat. I've enjoyed my other one, my Kia Towner, so much. This will be, I'm sure, equally enjoyable. It has windows in the back that open. Got to clean all that up, get the rust off, maybe give it a nice paint job. I'm pretty smitten with this thing. So I'm gonna do a little work on it, a little bit at a time as time allows, and we'll make it fun, make it enjoyable. And I think we might even take a dog for a ride. Does anybody want to go for a ride? Oh, she's hot. It's hot out today. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time when we take Stella for a ride in our newly refurbished Suzuki microvan. It's all fixed up. What do you think, Stella? What do you think? Sounds like a good idea. You're impartial.